Well, folks, I have some pretty bittersweet news in the anti-MLM community. A new MLM has joined the scamming scene. This is bitter for obvious reasons. Another MLM has joined the scamming scene, but it is a tad sweet because it does give me more to talk about on this channel. Fact check me. I dare ya. Hi, my name is Heather. I'm a stay-at-home mom who posts anti-scam and anti-MLM content here on YouTube. If you've never seen me before, I am pretty new, so that is probably why. Before we get started, I do have to ask you something very, very important. Did you know you have a better chance of spotting the elusive Bigfoot than you do making money in an MLM business opportunity? Whether or not you already knew that, I would like to formally welcome you to the Sasquatch Receipt Society. Around here, we don't believe in hype, magical money, and we definitely do not believe in income claim without receipts. Another new MLM has popped up on the scammy scene, and it is called ELYT. ELYT. It's actually called Elite Lifestyle. And this is not technically a brand new MLM. It is a rebrand of a different MLM company called Lavardi, which was a travel network marketing company. Their MLM side got dissolved, so they wanted to rebrand with Elite Lifestyle, which is also a travel network marketing company. I found out through an MLM representative on Instagram who had been messaging me here and there asking if I was interested in her other business opportunity, which I'm not entirely sure what that was. But when she told me that she had a new opportunity that was just launching, I had to jump on and respond because that sounded very interesting and something that I would like to share with you guys. She ended up sending me a link to one of their Zoom calls, and I was going to record the entire thing and react to that on here, but I didn't want to get into any kind of legal trouble by recording a Zoom call that I was not given permission to record and then sharing it on the internet. So instead, we're going to be reacting to the slides that they were presenting in this Zoom call. And if you hear baby noises, I have my youngest right here next to me in her little bassinet because she is very clingy today and does not want to take a full nap. So if you hear baby noises, that's what that is. I did want to share with you a portion of our messages on Instagram between myself and the MLM representative that introduced me to this new business opportunity because a couple of things stood out to me as being kind of fishy. So she told me that this company was just launching and that the info video would be presented by one of their top earners. Now that struck me as weird because if this is a just now launching company, how can they already have a top earner? My theory on this is people can claim to be the top earner of any MLM company as it's just starting because when an MLM company first launches, they launch to representatives only. So it gives the reps a chance to try the product and test out what the company will be selling. Now, my theory is that this company launched and recruited, I don't know how many, a number of recruits. And they instantly started buying these travel packages, these travel memberships that we're going to be talking about. And he must have been the first representative to join, which means all of the commission from the other people who joined under him went straight to him, which makes him technically the top earner, even though they are just now launching. And as we all know, this makes the most sense if you put it from the perspective of the MLM representatives are the company's biggest customer base. Now, before we get into the slides that they presented in their Zoom call, I did want to set the stage with just a few things. This Elite opportunity, of course, is a pay-to-play opportunity, and it's $175 per month to join Elite. This business opportunity is a travel discount membership MLM, and it uses a binary compensation plan, which we'll go into more detail about later on in the video. And as you will see when we do that portion of the video, they incentivize recruiting over actually selling anything. Okay, let's jump right in with the first slide. What is Elite? Elite's mission is to elevate everyday life by making travel more accessible and creating a path toward financial independence. We exist to inspire people to experience more of the world, live on their own terms, and design a life they love. So right out of the gate, we see common buzzwords and phrases that are used by most, if not all, network marketing companies. You have financial independence, live on your own terms, designing the life you love. Like, these are phrases that you will hear over and over and over again by these reps and these CEOs trying to sell their business opportunity. But do you notice what's missing? An actual explanation of what Elite is and what they're going to give you in order for you to reach financial independence and living the life that you love. This is a common MLM tactic. Sell the dream first, products and outcomes come later. Because a lot of the time, emotionally primed people don't ask too many questions, don't tend to do their own research. They just believe whatever you're saying blindly because you're making them feel really, really good and making the dream look so nice and attainable in most cases, when actually it's very unattainable to reach anything that these people are trying to sell you. Before we move on to the next slide, I did want to show you something that I found on ELYT's website that was pretty interesting. Under their About section, they have this section called the 3 pillars, and this is the core foundation of the company, and I wanted to look at those with you today. The 3 pillars. Our foundation is built on 3 core principles that redefine what it means to live well and build a legacy of discovery. The first one is exclusive access. We open doors that others don't even see. From private island sanctuaries to the most coveted global events, ELYT provides a gateway to the extraordinary. The average person is far too close-minded to see that there are opportunities for everyone who joins this MLM to make millions and live extraordinary lives. I mean, who wouldn't want to be part of the most coveted events in the world? Let's look at the next one. Global wealth and income. Beyond travel, we provide opportunities to build a lifestyle-driven business. Turn your passion for discovery into a scalable income stream through our referral ecosystem. Build a lifestyle-driven business is the first red flag, and it should be the first red flag to you also. Anyone who does the tiniest bit of research knows that you are not starting your own business when you join a multi-level marketing business opportunity. You are paying a company to be a salesperson for them without the guarantee of ever getting paid. So I'm not understanding their claim on build a lifestyle-driven business. And I say that in almost every single one of my videos. I'm pretty sure I've said it in every single one of my videos that you're not starting a business. You're just not. It's not reality. And then the referral ecosystem part is killing me because that is the weirdest way I've ever heard any MLM company refer to their recruiting system as. A referral ecosystem. Okay. Referral equals recruitment. Ecosystem equals rank on the pyramid. Referral ecosystem is not a real thing. Recruiting people to join your pyramid scheme is a real thing. Let's call it what it is, my guy. The third one. Community of visionaries. Surround yourself with a worldwide network of peers who share your drive. ELYT is where the world's most ambitious minds connect and collaborate. This pillar is actually pure gold, and I love everything about how they have written this out. Did you know that ELYT is where the world's most ambitious minds are? These people are way more ambitious than those saving lives on a daily basis, the people who are spreading truth about holistic healing, and way more ambitious than the genius who created air conditioning. They are providing you access to travel itineraries and locations that you couldn't possibly look up for yourself without being upcharged or harassed to join a pyramid scheme. Truthfully, there is nobody more ambitious than an MLM hunt trying to recruit you into her pyramid scheme to make more money off of your effort, hard work, and money. Okay, let's get back on track. The next slide that they presented says, where do you want to go and who will you go with? The reality is travel is essential. They're reframing travel as like an essential for life, not food, not housing, travel, going on vacation. Like, are you actually going to die if you don't go on that vacation this year? I mean, as a travel enthusiast, I might, but that's just because I'm a little bit dramatic. This slide is very positioning in nature. They're elevating a luxury, unnecessary expense into an emotional need so that the membership feels justified. How big is travel? Travel is estimated to grow by trillions of dollars within the next 5+ years. Ah, yes, the $1 trillion industry slide. Every MLM does this, and not one of them makes a lick of sense when they try to use this as a way to sell you into joining their scam. We've talked about market saturation a few different times on this channel, but I feel like it's important to go over it again in regards to this slide. Just because an industry is large doesn't mean that a recruitment-based business model inside of that industry will be profitable. The travel industry is one of the biggest in the entire world because everybody and their mama goes on vacation. I mean, the airline industry is worth billions, but that doesn't mean that selling travel memberships through a binary downline is going to be viable. And the multi-level marketing business model will always run into market saturation. Here's a piece of an article where someone actually did the math. You recruit 2 people, they recruit 2 people, those people each recruit 2 people, and in just a few handfuls of cycles, you exceed the population of the entire earth. Just because travel is expected to grow by trillions of dollars in the next 5 years doesn't mean that your ground up network marketing business is going to do the same thing. It actually will do the exact opposite. The 4th slide reads, most people pay full price, but the elite aren't most people. This is exclusivity conditioning. Elite people are better than other people. You can only be special if you join Elite. If you don't join Elite, you're just average. My 2-year-old has also joined us, so don't mind the noises. We're going to keep going because I don't have much longer till my other 3 are back from going to the store with their dad. Multi-level marketing representatives rely heavily on identity-based persuasion. You're not buying travel discounts. You're buying social status. It's not about the accessible travel that you're apparently promised. It's about your social status as an elite representative. This slide reminds me of when we reacted to a different MLM post on social media, and the MLM representative was calling everybody who was not in her MLM just an average Joe, like it was an insult to be a normal functioning member of society, working a typical 9-to-5 job, providing for yourself and your family. It's disgusting. Okay, you really need to level up. Not everybody wants to be part of the toxic hustle culture or run their own business that will most likely take up their entire lives. Which isn't even really what these MLM reps are doing anyway, because they are not starting their own business. They for sure are in toxic hustle culture. They are not starting their own business, just like I previously mentioned. The next slide says significant discount on top-notch international cruise lines. If you can price match these on booking.com or like Costco Travel, then this entire $175 membership thing starts looking like a recruitment vehicle and not a savings tool. Traincations, VIP mentorship plus epic destinations plus memorable moments. And the next one, annual elite signature trip. So these are just the trips and events that they are promising you that you will get to take part in if you join Elite as a representative. Now, when I read Traincation, I thought of an actual train because they are a travel company. I was thinking they offered like discounts on cross-country train rides, you know, how you can go like up the East Coast and stuff like that. Now that would be something that could persuade me because I really do like trains, and I have done a train ride from London to Paris and it was incredible. It was like one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. Traincations are actually just another name for the company conventions where members pay to attend to get mentorship and exclusive info on the upcoming products and new travel opportunities. In this case, these training conventions are very cult-like in a sense that they pretty much train these like seminars that they go to as church services. The information they are receiving at these training events is taken so seriously, and the feel-good motivation they receive from the top earners and the CEOs of these companies further deepen their loyalty to the company. The representatives who attend these events and conventions, they're eating up every word that is said to them, and it almost feels like brainwashing in my opinion. These events also serve as a way to meet like the top earners or like the more famous people in the company where you might otherwise not ever get to meet them. They are treated as celebrities of the companies as well as the CEOs, and they are almost like worshipped, which I find very weird and very scary. And if you haven't seen my last video, I talk about how these MLM companies use religious manipulation to recruit people into their business opportunities. It was a pretty interesting video, and I put a lot of work into that video, so I would appreciate you going to check that out if you're into that type of thing. Some of the stuff I talked about was very, very disturbing. I feel like that video could serve as a wake-up call to be like, God doesn't want me to join a pyramid scheme. God doesn't want me to be scammed. I'm not disobeying God when I turn down your business opportunity. Anyway, check that video out. As well as like the person themselves being worshipped, like the top earners and the CEOs, their testimonies of how the company has like changed their lives are taken as they are words coming straight out of the Bible. People believe them against all odds. Whenever an MLM markets these events as a lifestyle reward, you have to ask yourself, who is paying for this trip? Because it's usually the representatives themselves. If I have to pay to go to this stupid trip, how is it a reward? Like, huh? Slide 8 says, joining the elite community. 1 pack, 1 price, the elite bundle, $175. You get discounted hotels, elite escapes, portal access, discounted airport lodge, and a signature trip. So here's the paywall. It's $175. And notice how the value is vague. Portal access, discounts, escapes. Is this a travel agency or a membership funnel? One may never know. Just kidding, we do know because this is an MLM. And they are nothing but vacuums that suck you dry of your money, your hard work, your time, and your dignity. And you can quote me on that. And really, they suck you dry of all of that. And you see nothing in return unless you joined at the establishment of the company, or you joined a little bit later but you already had like a large following on social media, so that way you can just kind of like convert your followers into your downline. The sooner you join, the better chance you have of skyrocketing yourself to the top of the pyramid in these scams. And that is not specific to just Elite. It is across the board, all MLMs, all network marketing, all direct selling. They're all the same thing. They just call themselves something different. And in every single case, the sooner you join, the better chance you have of actually making money. And in same fashion, the further out from conception of the company you join, the less chance you have of making any kind of money at all. There is a way these representatives can get their $175 monthly membership fee back or like paid for the next month or something. And that brings us to the next slide. Steps to a complimentary customer elite membership. Step 1. Order an elite bundle and create your customized portal access. Step 2. Share the elite benefits with 3 friends and welcome them to the community. Step 3. Receive your following month's membership complimentary and start traveling. So this slide is definitely a structural tell. You get your membership complimentary if you recruit 3 people to be in your downline. That means that the sustainability of your membership is dependent on recruitment, not how many trips you actually sell to customers. This is how the MLM chain forms. I make more money when I recruit somebody in bonuses and commission. And then when that person recruits more people, I also make a commission on those people's sales. And then the people that those people recruit, I also make a commission on what they sell, and so on and so forth. And did you notice that complimentary is spelled wrong? Not once, but twice in this slide. They have it complementary, like when colors are across from each other on the color wheel, they complement each other. Not complimentary, meaning you get it for free. And I'm not pointing this out to be like nitpicky. I'm telling you this because these are people who are trying to come off as professional and wanting you to join their business opportunity, and they can't even spell check. It just leans more into the notion that these companies are not professional, they're not legit, and they should not be taken seriously. Inspired to lead? After ordering the Elite bundle and creating your customized portal access, upgrade your membership to IBO status. Share the Elite benefits with 3 friends within the first 28 days of your membership and receive an additional bonus of $175, opening the door to expanded possibilities. So just in one slide, we've moved from travel discounts to independent business owner status. That is what IBO stands for. This is saying you get a $175 bonus for recruiting 3 people into your downline, but within 28 days. So not only do you get your monthly membership paid for if you recruit 3 people underneath you in like any amount of time is what I'm gathering, you also get a $175 bonus if you do it within 28 days. Is that not trying to get you to recruit people? That is not incentivizing you to sell to customers. That is incentivizing you to recruit people, which is the definition of a pyramid scheme. When the income comes from recruitment and not selling the actual product or service. This company is very sketchy, and now I kind of see why their MLM side of things of Lavardi got dissolved, because this is weird. And if this slide doesn't make it blatantly obvious that this company is not about travel, it's about recruitment, the next few slides will. Unleash the leader within. Be the reason people see the world. Builder, acquire 6 members. Builder Pro, acquire 12 members. Innovator, acquire 30 members. Notice what determines your rank. Not how much travel you sell, no customer satisfaction. It's all about, and always will be about, how many members you acquire underneath you in your downline. That is what they are calling a referral ecosystem. That is a recruitment funnel. So now we're on the second to last slide. We're almost done. I know it's been a lot. Thanks for sticking with me. And that slide is the ELYT compensation plan. This is the core slide of the entire presentation. And this will actually show you how the company operates. And I am so glad I was given access to this Zoom call, because as far as I'm aware, this compensation plan is not available to the public yet. So sitting through this 15-minute info call, which really wasn't that awful, this just made everything worth it, just to get a glimpse of their comp plan. So the presenter in the Zoom call started off this slide by saying that their comp plan is like no other in the industry. And I am telling you, I am not exaggerating. Every single one of these companies say that. Every single network marketing company says that their comp plan is the best in the industry. Every single one. Fact check me. I dare ya. That being said, let's take a closer look at ELYT's comp plan. So this is a binary compensation structure, and you can tell that by noticing the reference to L/R, or left and right leg. You also know that it's a binary because balanced recruitment is required, and the monthly residual is tied to paired volume. That means you must build 2 balanced teams under you, and you only get paid if both sides produce earnings. So for example, you would need 3 qualifying members in your left leg and 3 qualifying members in your right leg to make any money at all. This balance requirement is where most people fail, because business growth doesn't happen balanced like that in real life. Now let's look at the total actively enrolled column. So this likely means that you must personally enroll 2 people on one side and 1 on the other. This is forcing early duplication, and this ensures that every participant becomes a recruiter immediately. So when you sign up, in order to make a dime, you have to have someone recruited underneath you like right away. Pointing, once again, back to the fact that this is not product-based or service-based, it is recruitment-based, this whole business model. Next, I want to take a look at the escalation of these ranks and the left and the right legs that are required by each. So their final tier requires 100,000 total members. So balanced, 50,000 left, 50,000 right. So this is where we take a pause. Let's assume that every person recruits 3 people under them, which is what this company encourages. If we do that, at 10 levels, you hit 50,000 members underneath you. But here's where the problems are. Those 59,000 people also need 59,000 people in order for them to rank. This very quickly exceeds population limits like we talked about before. Binary plans require infinite duplication to sustain top tier ranks in a very finite world. This compensation plan is very mathematically impossible and unstable in the long term. But they are counting on you to not do the math yourself. But people like me are the bane of these companies' existence, because I actually take the time to figure out the math myself, and then I share that information with whoever will listen to me. Because I am so sick and tired of people getting scammed by this every single day. So now let's look at the payouts. So we start at Builder, $250 per month, and then Builder Pro, $500, Innovator, $1,000, Innovator Pro, $2,000, Innovator Elite, $5,000, Visionary, $10,000, Visionary Pro, $15,000, Visionary Elite, $25,000, Royal, $50,000, Royal Pro, $100,000, Royal Elite, $200,000, Legend, $350,000, Legend Pro, $500,000, Legend Elite, $700,000, and then the top is Pinnacle, and that's $1 million per month. So these are very emotionally anchoring numbers, because no one can look at those higher numbers and not think that would be absolutely life-changing for me. Even having $5,000 to $10,000 extra dollars per month would be life-changing for people, myself included. But notice there's no income distribution chart shown. No median earnings, no average earnings, and no percentage of reps at each rank. Because this company is so new, they don't have an income disclosure statement yet. There's no way to predict how these figures will look as the company actually operates and functions for more than like a week or 2. Well, I say there's no way to tell, but if you look at any other MLM income disclosure statement, you see that the highest percentage of people make the least amount of money, and that like the top 1% is where you actually start to see people making a livable wage. So if this follows suit, which I am pretty sure that it will see similar numbers to this whenever this company releases their income disclosure statement next year for this year. So without an income disclosure statement, these numbers are simply aspirational marketing, not a realistic look into the future of this company. The EQV percentage column shows that 100% of the low tiers, 90% at Royal, 80% at Legend, and 70% at Pinnacle. This likely means that you don't get full compensation on all of your team's volumes at the higher ranks. Binary plans often cap payout percentages as well, which means that even if your volume explodes, your payout efficiency drops. And why they do this is it protects the company's margins, which makes sense because these companies truly don't care about what happens to the representatives as long as they're still promoting the products and the services and lining the CEO's pockets. Sorry if that's harsh, but it is reality. And you can see that by looking at their comp plans and income disclosure statements. So ask yourself this question after looking at this comp plan. What activity produces the required L&R volume? I have the answer and I will give it to you. New members paying $175 a month. This slide never emphasizes that the customers are booking travel without joining the scheme. So the volume definitely has to come from people buying the memberships and joining the business opportunity. If most or all of the volume comes from membership purchases rather than travel bookings, that is recruitment-driven revenue, not sales-driven earnings, which would be more stable long-term. Binary plans collapse at the bottom because the top ranks need massive volume, the bottom ranks have no one beneath them, and the people joining later in the game are unable to find recruits. So the vast majority of people joining this company will end up paying $175 per month, might I add, recruiting 0 to 2 people maybe, never having the balance left and right leg, and then ultimately dropping out. This type of business structure churns funds back to the top, just the way any MLM compensation plan does. So no, I'm sorry, Elite, your compensation plan is not better than anybody else's. I would argue that this is maybe even worse than some of the other ones that I've seen. This is the key foundation for all MLMs. A compensation plan that keeps the rich richer and the bottom ranks at the bottom. None of the MLMs are stable or profitable for the majority. So how great can this compensation plan really be if you're losing money and you're running out of people to recruit very, very quickly? The last slide says join Elite and allow your life to take off. And on par for the dramatic feel-good stuff that MLMs do, they are closing the presentation with this aspirational jet imagery. MLMs don't care about the spreadsheets. They don't want you to do your own research. They don't want you to ask questions. It's about fantasy. It's about building emotional ties and swaying you away from asking the questions and doing your own research before joining. So, what are you guys thinking? Are we feeling moved to join Elite, where we will be welcomed into the most ambitious referral ecosystem in the entire world, in which you get a nearly impossible chance of earning $1 million per month, and an even more realistic chance of making nothing and embarrassing yourself by peddling this scheme? I'm personally leaning towards no thanks, I'll pass. That's all I have for this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you enjoy this one, check out my last one. It's part of a series called the MLM Disasters, in which I go over weird and strange things that these MLM representatives say on their social media accounts and debunk them with you. I also have another playlist called the MLM Files, and that is what this video is going to be a part of. It's where I take a look at various MLM companies through the lens of truth-seeking and logical thinking, trying to expose the scammy behaviors that they are founded on, which is exactly what we did here with Elite today. As always, please remember that your time is valuable, your worth is very real, and you don't need a downline to prove that. Later, Squatches. See you in the next one.